Hola, Abe.
Estuvo aquí todo el tiempo. I've been here the whole
Yes,
time.
yes, you
I totally
have.
didn't get up and get coffee.
Don't tattle on yourself. Oh my goodness. Hey, Agent Lo-Fi, right on time
Woo!
too. Our unofficial third co-host for the evening. Welcome. And bienvenidos a todos. Buenos días, buenas noches, buenos tardes, wherever you're watching this from. Welcome to Los Lobos de la Lucha, your weekly CMLL review show here on the BC WrestlePod Network podcasting syndicate, Twitch conglomeration thing that we do pretty much every single day of the week except for Thursdays, except for tomorrow because we have a review. More on that later. I am one of your hosts, Mikey, and joining me, well, on screen at least, is my other co-host, Adolfo, the nerdy Puerto Rican, my sexy, nerdy Puerto Rican. Ooh, Adolfo.
Hola. They
Hola.
haven't they haven't deported me yet. I'm still here.
Yeah, we're both still here. And of course, unofficially, our third co-host of the evening, belonging to the homie, Agent Lo-Fi.
Yay!
I'm excited to have you always on Tuesday or Wednesdays when we do our reviews, Agent Lo-Fi. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we are down one of our actual co-hosts, Papa Oso Will, is stuck at work. He will probably be stuck at work for the next couple of weeks due to theater life and rehearsals and things like that. So hopefully he'll be able to pop in a little bit later via the chat to say hi and everything. He is very upset that he is stuck at work, but he sends his love and well wishes to us. Moving on. Be like a moment of silence, and that's enough.
And we move on.
Nah, it's fine. But before we get into all the CMLL goodness from this past week's Viernes Espectacular, as well as preview this upcoming Friday and this Saturday too. Yes, we have a lot of things that we need to talk about in terms of previews for Friday and Saturday this week because it's going to be crazy. Let a little bit of housekeeping. If you love what you see on here, or even if you don't, but you want to see what we're about and see more shenanigans, you can follow us all over the social medias at BC WrestlePod. We're pretty much on everywhere. So if you look up BC WrestlePod, you will sure enough find us on all the socials, YouTube, and Twitch, where you can see not only our live reviews of the weekly shows, but the pay-per-views, like tomorrow's review, and you can also find on the social medias out of context clips that will totally not come and bite us in the butt as we apply for jobs, or the internet will decide to cancel us one way or the other. And of course, you can also catch the report cards for all the things. I love how they look now. They're just so pretty. It's been fun making those. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun making them. I'm just like, if only I can get paid for these creativity. But I get paid with love and being able to spend time with my dearest, closest friends, honestly. So for now, that will sustain me. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do. But enough with all about that. Let's get into why we're really here to talk about sweaty luchadors wrestling each other.
Oh, it was good.
It was so
Another good
good.
week. Another good week.
So, if you are new to Los Lobos de la Lucha, what we tend to do is we go over Viernes Espectacular, which is like the big show for CMLL. They also have shows on other days of the week, but we just mostly cover the Friday ones because some of us watch way too much wrestling.
Indeed.
watch way. One of us here watches way too much wrestling because he is on all the review panels because he has to, which is great. And you know what? I'm not upset about it. I'm just glad in the next couple of weeks I get to diversify it because there's a lot of international pay-per-views happening that we get to review
Yes.
here. So
Oh,
I'm
there
like,
are.
thank the Lord, because I
Yep.
was tired of just reviewing the Western stuff. But we are
Yep.
here to review this past Viernes Espectacular from CMLL. So let's just get straight into it because we kick things off, as we normally do, with a really fun Relevo Australiano match. So this is one fall trios match, if you will. And this saw the team of Stigma, Zulua, and Archelaus taking on one of my personal favorite teams right now of Concebero, Virus, and Luciferno. I was like, I want their sweaters. I'm not even going to lie. No, I
I
want their sweaters.
know, right? Where the hell did they get those? Those are cool. So yeah, this was a good opener. Relevo Australiano. Only one fall. Most of the time we get a best 2 out of 3 for the Relevo Australianos. Um, this match did what it was supposed to do. It was a beginning match. Um, we did see our Technico team come out with the win. Luciferno did get pinned, and Virus he he submitted, with this crazy like leg wrap thing he got into. I thought it was impressive. So, but yeah, that's I thought it was a good beginner.
I mean, let's be honest. Like the opening matches are there to just like be the, appetizer for what the rest of the nights to, come. And you know what? All 6 of these men, I think, did pretty good. This was a fun match. Is this going to be like on my best of the year? No, but it wasn't horribly bad either. So it did what it needed to do.
Yep.
So I'm not upset about it, anyways. But honestly, Age of Lo-Fi, same. I want a one-on-one match between Zalua and Virus. I
That'd be
loved
a lot
it.
of fun.
It
That'd be
was,
a
it
lot of
was a
fun.
lot of fun. But this is a fun opener. So,
Yep.
like you said, our Technicos pull out the win.
Yep.
And, off to a great start. Now let's get into the good shit.
Yep. Well,
I'm
after
just kidding.
that, I do just have to, just to have to point this out just because it took up a lot of airtime. We had a very interesting Aero Mexico spot.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about it too.
And
Because I was like, what am I watching? And I was just like, oh, I was like, when the companies start using wrestlers like this, I was just like, y'all have made it. But
right,
I was confused at first. I'm like, why am I watching an airline commercial? And then when I
right,
saw the airplane and
right,
luchadors,
and then flying, and the air cuts back to the airplanes and all that. And tell me the one I I feel that the made up luchador that they had for this commercial, I think that he was played by Soberano Jr. Because
you know what? Honestly, I thought the same. I was like, there's no way.
none of those were CMLL luchadors.
Hey, they could have fooled
Oh
me.
yeah, huh? All right, well
But
there we go.
I'm not even going to lie. I'll be like, you know what? That is okay with me.
Yeah, that
Eh,
was interesting.
yeah, but you know what? Ooh, Bandito, the rest of our Tigre Blanca, Rico, and Farak. So non CMLL wrestlers. But you know what? I enjoyed it nonetheless.
Hmm. Yeah, it was fun.
But
It
I
was a
was
fun little
confused
spot.
at first. I was like, why am I watching a commercial? And then I was like, oh, okay. I see what we're doing. I ain't mad
Right.
at this.
But now
Yes,
this brings us to
same.
the yes, yeah,
So
that's funny.
now, after a very fun airplane commercial, we then get into our second match of the evening, which saw Amazonas action. So this is a relevo sencillo de Amazonas. So this is two fall a dos caídas, and we see our newly crowned women's tag team champs of Lluvia and La Jarochita taking on. Listen, all of us have no shame in our game saying that we're biased with these two, but we
Yep.
have Adolfo and Will's, you know, please step on me, senpai, Persephone, and my girl Reina Isis too. So I was just like, by the way, Persephone and Reina Isis dressing in all black gear. I was like, okay, girls, I see
Yeah,
where we're
that was
going.
good. That was good. And it was nice because the for the last since the beginning of the year, I feel like we've had a lot of like uh, um, belt defenses and a lot of like changing of belts, especially like with with the women's tag team division in CMLL. So it was nice just to go back to just having a match. So this match wasn't for for the belt or anything. It was just a match to have a match, and it was nice. They still came out with the curiosity and energy like it was a belt contention and belt defense match. Because yikes, uh, both these teams were swinging for the fences. So for the first pinfall, this was a relevo sencillo, best 2 out of 3 pinfall. So relevo sencillo, unlike the relevo australiano, where you can either pin or submit the team captain, or pin or submit 2 of the team members. Relevo sencillo, you have to pin or submit both of the team members of the opposing team. So in our first pinfall, uh, we it was the Rudas came out on top, getting that first pinfall. We had Reina Isis doing this beautiful splash onto Harochita, and Persephone hitting gorgeous moonsault on Juvia, and the I loved how they pulled the camera back to like show the entire ring, so you could see Reina Isis and Persephone hit that. So that was cool. Our second pinfall, we saw more of a seesaw battle. Great teamwork by Las Chicas Indonables, which are the team of Harochita and Jubia. They are Las Chicas Indonables. Um, However, the Rudas came out on top because Persephone catches Harochita and delivers her this crucifix driver, and pinning Harochita. Juvia then turns around and comes back with a quick. I felt it was like almost like a surprise roll up. I literally like turned to address my salad, and I came back and Persephone had been pinned, and I was like, okay. So Juvia got the quick 1, 2, 3 on Persephone, which brought it to Juvia versus Reina Isis. They traded some roll ups
Mhm.
back and forth until Reina Isis did end up on top. However, shenanigans, because Reina Isis, and we've seen her do this before, where she got really close to the rope and like hugged onto the rope and was able to get the 1, 2, 3, holding the rope so that Juvia couldn't kick out. So our so we got Triunfo Rudas. The Rudas got the win in this one, which sets up something for next week, which we'll talk about later.
Yes, because afterwards we do get some exchanging of words between both parties, which sets up a match between 2 of these 4 Amazonas, which we'll talk about more in the preview. But this was fun. Anytime we get to see the Amazonas in action, I'm always here for it. And I agree with you, Adolfo. Over the last like month or two of like mostly doing belt changes and getting new champs established, and to bring up what Agent Lo-Fi said earlier in the point too, is finally getting champs that will stick around, because with Stephanie Vaquer and
Yep.
Tessa, it was just bad luck and
Vacate. Yep.
timing vacating them. But now it
Yep.
seems that we've kind of normalized everything again, so we could get back into other things. So I thought this was a fun one. Ooh, Agent Lo-Fi. Fine match. Was hoping Persephone was the one coming out with the feud. That is also very true. Listen, I
I
love Reina, but Persephone is hot right now. She literally went to Japan earlier this year.
I was about to say I do agree with that. However, I think that Persephone's dance card is now getting filled up, um, really big. So to have her in a, for lack of a better term, like a long rivalry type thing, might not be in the cards yet. So we'll see though. We'll see, because the tournament for the Universal Women's Belt is coming up soon. So
Oh yeah, so I'm excited. I can't wait for that one. Also, shout out to CMLL for also giving us be like, here's what are all the things that are happening this April. I
Yeah,
was like,
right? Woo.
so there's a lot of stuff going on, which we'll cover in the news section because I had to
Yep.
take pictures of what was going on too.
We'll get there.
But we'll get there. So now we move on to our third match of the evening, which I'm not gonna lie, I was like on paper, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. But we have a Relevo Australiano match, and we had the team of Mágica Blanca, Mr. Flip Gordon, and Brillante Jr. taking on the team of Rugido, Magnus, and Vegas Depredador. That's a mouthful to say, by the
Yep.
way. This match ruled.
I mean,
I'm not even gonna
I
lie.
believe they are all part of the Depredador stable.
Right.
So it's just interesting that Vegas took that as the last name, but whatever.
This is fun. I'm like,
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was a very high energy match. If you don't know anything about anything, if you see any of these three luchadors, get ready for a high flying, all the flippy dippy, as the kids like to say.
ooh,
Oh, El
Brillante Jr. is
Brillantes
Andrade's
Andrade's
cousin.
cousin. There we go. Fun
That's awesome.
fact. Nice. This was Relevo Australiano, best 2 out of 3. Our first pinfall did go to the Rudos, where we see Rugido hitting a beautiful Russian suplex on Magia Blanca and pinning him. The second pinfall, in the beginning, we saw Los Depredadores continuing the domination of the Technicals. Rugido starts to go after Magia Blanca's mask. Then Flip gets in and turns it all around. He clears house. Magia Blanca hits a another crucifix power bomb on Rugido, and then climbs up and does a twisting. I don't want to call it a corkscrew, but it was like a twisting flip thing. It's what the high divers do off the boards in the Olympics. I gave it a 10. That's just me. Um, and pins Rugido 1, 2, 3. So the Triunfo went to the technicals. By the way, your captains in this was Rugido was the captain for the Rudos. Magia Blanca was the captain for the technicals. So that's why that went. And then the third pinfall, Magia in a little twist, Magia Blanca starts to go after Rugido's mask. The Rudos get back onto the attack, but this is where we start getting our spotlights. Brillante Jr. Is the first one. He turns around, cleans house. He gets his little spotlight moment. Then we get Flip Gordon coming in, and Flip does what Flip does, and he got his spotlight moment. So then in the end, we had Magnus Flip pinning Magnus, and Flip pinning Magnus, and Brillante Jr. pinning Vegas. So our Triunfo, our winners, were the technical team.
Absolutely. Again, can't really add much to already what you said, Adolfo. This was a fun match. This was a high intensity match as well, but it is to be expected with these 6 as well.
Yep.
So this was fun. I had a good time. I say that a lot on the show. I had fun, but honestly, I
Yeah.
had fun.
I really, I might be alone on this island, which I normally am. Flip may be a dumbass, but he's really good at it.
His name has
Yeah,
been killing it this past
yeah,
year.
yeah, yes. Um, I liked this match, but then getting the match that followed and kind of seeing the entirety of it, I ended up appreciating this match a lot more.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there as well. what could we possibly be talking about? Well, stay tuned because we're going to cover that and like not even that far ahead. But again, to my final thoughts on this match, I thought this was a fun one. This was great. And you know what? Given of where certain people are right now in the world, as well as people who are not available as of right now too, I still was entertained with all of this.
Yeah.
So we move on to this match right here. So this is por el Campeonato Nacional de Peso Completo. So this is a championship match, which I was ecstatic for. And
Yep.
we have our champion and our campeón of Star Black taking on the retador or the challenger in Akuma. This match rolled. I was like, this match
Yeah.
rolled.
Yeah. This was. I'll admit, to me, it started off slow, but somewhere like along the 5, 6, 7, 8 minute point, I found myself just glued to the TV with what was
Same.
going on. But before we talk about the match, our referee for the
Yes.
rest of the night, Olympico, okay? Um, where did that hair come from?
Right. I was like, I
I
think I'm in love, y'all.
I was out for a little bit. I know I was out for a little bit. I didn't think I was out that long, but if memory serves me correctly, he was like bald. Literally like 2, 3 weeks ago, and now he's got like a whole damn chinchilla on his head. Like, what is going on? It looks good. I'm not saying it doesn't look good, and Olímpico, please, do you, it's muy guapo, pero, like, yeah, dude, you gotta give a little, I feel, a little more time for such big changes to, like, set in, you know what I mean?
I was I know. I was just like, now I know I don't watch all the shows, but I was pretty sure that Sir was about to be a sponsor for Rogaine at one point. And then
Right.
all of a sudden he has hair. I was just like, what in the telenovela verse am I in? Like,
Right, exactly. At least you could, like, start it, like, short, like a crew cut, and then, like, ease us into just big, you know, fluff that you got going on. But he was awesome. Olympico was awesome. He was jumping all over the place, which was very entertaining. But yeah, getting back to the matter at hand, Akuma versus Star Black for the Campeonato Nacional de Peso Completo. So early match, Star Black took control. Then it did flip where Akuma he hit this tope. And then starts to work Star Black over. We get our first near fall where Akuma gets a 1-2 ooh on Star Black. Um, Star Black then comes back. He hits this beautiful moon flip to the outside and then hits Akuma with a Frankensteiner. Uh, Again, to the outside. It was very nice, very nice. Later on in the match, again, they were out on the ramp. Akuma does this okey doke to Star Black where he Akuma goes from outside of the ring in, right? And Star Black doesn't realize what's going on. He turns around. As he turns around, Akuma, uh, I know it was a tope, but I feel like it looked like a spear to me through the ropes. It was really cool. I thought it was well timed, very nice. Um, Star Black then hits Akuma with a suplex on to the outside. This was really back and forth, and at this point, this is where I mean, like this is all notes for this one match. Like this is where the match got really good. Star Black then lined up for some flying move, but Olympicos, the ref stopped him because he was counting Akuma out. So Star Black had to like readjust and ended up hitting a tope, but I don't even know what to call that area. It's the area between the ring post and the actual cushion, and he where you have like that much space, and he launched himself through to hit that tope on Akuma. It was very good. Um, so suffice the other thing of note was Akuma turns it around. He gets Star Black and slams him onto Barry Barricade. And Star Black is laying there on Barry Barricade. Akuma went to go for the Cogillas del Diablo, but slips and fell from the ring, like on just straight onto his butt. Good on Akuma for jumping back up and just like doing a chop and dragging Star Black back into the ring. I swear some of these guys are made of rubber. Either that or their like pain threshold is out the roof because there is not that much padding on the outside of that ring. So for him to like land, it looked like one of those like he landed on his tailbone type sitches. But he hopped up, dragged Star Black back in, had a little bit boring back and forth, but in the end, we do get a new champion, and that is Akuma, who is your new Campeonato Nacional de Peso Completo. And there we have it.
That we do. So as you said, we have a new champion. Akuma is our new champion, which I'm excited for. Overall, I really like this match, but I will say that slip up did kind of not help things a little bit. I was like, oh, well, that's a
Yeah.
bummer.
And
But
I think Star Black also had a bit of a slip up. I got to look back at my notes, but I think he also had a bit of a slip up where he tried to jump up on the rope to do a somersault, a somersault splash, but he like slipped and had to readjust and ended up just doing a regular splash. So
yeah, chiming in with his thoughts, their second match was better, but if they cleaned this one up, it would have topped it. Huge and well deserved moment for Akuma, though. Really, really like him and hope he gets some big defenses. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agent Lo-Fi, agreed.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who his next match for Akuma, who his first defense is against. And yeah, I'm excited to see where he go. I'm happy that we're here at the beginning of his journey as the champ. So
Oh, absolutely. Which, this was a fun championship match. This was really, really good. And then I had to check my my stream or when I was watching it on YouTube, I was just like, I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. And then I was like, oh wait, we still got 2 matches left, so this is good. I say this because I'm delaying the things because again, I am only one person and I realize I messed up and I forgot to put in a slide and I'm kind of upset with myself. So we go back to the title screen. This is the second week in the row. You guys, I'm fired. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't have a Templario slide?
No, but you know what?
Oh,
You know
Baba
what?
also would be yelling at you right now.
I know, but you
Oh
know what?
man.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna fix this right now. So I will introduce this next match though, because in our semi main event, if you will, we have a Relevos Increíbles match, which is Templario, Esfinge, and Angel del Oro taking on the team of Volador Jr., Titan, and El Valiente. So I'm gonna let Adolfo kind of do the things and talk about the match while I fix these slides.
Yeah, that's right. So, relevo australiano increíble. Pretty much it's a relevo australiano, except instead of having your standard técnico rudos on either side, everyone's mixed up. So you have you know, some of that dramatico going on in there. So we start this match off with Templario and Titan, who are coming to blows. They did have that match Relampico last week. We do know that in NJPW they are in 2 different stables. Templario is in United Kingdom. United Kingdom. Mike, fact check. United Kingdom.
United Empire.
United Empire. Thank you. So Templario is with United Empire, and Titan is with the
Yeah, so Los
Los
yeah, so
Innenables de Japón.
LFI de Japón.
Yep, yep. Um, so they went at it for a little bit. Esfinge uh, then came in. El Valiente hops in. Esfinge goes to chase him out, and then that's when the team of Valiente, Volador Jr. and Titan started to do the Rudo thing, where they started beating everyone down. They caught Esfinge out, and they beat him down on the ramp, and then they went after the other two. Um, El Valiente, of and of course, we have to have a spot where Valiente goes after Esfinge's mask. But Valiente ends up pinning Esfinge, and Volador Jr. ends up pinning Angel de Oro, which I can't tell. I have to go back and rewatch it. But there was for the setup to this pin was they did a machine gun, or what I call a machine gun, on Titan, who was I'm sorry, on Angel de Oro, who was stuck in the corner, and it looked like Titan might have missed when he launched himself, and just kind of like instead of hitting Angel de Oro and having that break his momentum to fall out of the ring, he just ends up flying out of the ring. I don't know. Someone, fact check me on that. But the team of Valiente, Volador Jr., and Titan gets the first pinfall. The second pinfall, we still have the Valiente, Volador Jr., Titan team working the other team over. They try to get Templario's mask off of Templario,
Right.
but
Keep
then
going.
Templario fights back and casts what I'm gonna call Lucha inspiration, because then Esfinge and Angel de Oro come in, and they end up pinning El Valiente and Volador Jr. That is for your second pinfall. So we have an even match going to the third pinfall. We start off with Esfinge versus Volador Jr. Uh, the dare I say the technical team of Esfinge, Templario, and Angel de Oro. Technical team. They take it to the other guys. Um, we have Angel de Oro getting his spotlight where he cleans house. Templario comes in, does a very scandalous thing, because Templario comes in and he puts a United Empire T-shirt on Titan. So, you know,
Rude.
yeah, that's didn't sit well. Um, Esfinge and Angel de Oro, they fly. Uh, then Templario hits this sick backstabber on um on Titan, and ends up pinning him. So your winners for this match is Esfinge, Templario, Angel de Oro, and Angel de Oro. So what do you got for us there, Mikey? Oh, there we go. Look at that.
I work I
Look
work my
at
magic
you.
sometimes. Huh, I try my best. Yes, if I did not do this, Will would never let me hear the end of it.
Yup.
Papa Oso would be Papa Oso and eat me alive, but not in the fun way. Anyways, so I actually really enjoyed this match. Definitely echoing Ancient Lo-Fi. This was the Can They Coexist Lucha version.
Yes, exactly.
So, and also his thoughts. Another great match. Didn't feel like they were focusing on Esfinge Valiente as much as Titan and Templario. Honestly, same.
Yeah.
Wonder if they may be another or the big feud building for a certain big show, which I would not be upset about. Listen, I've said it before with Titan, Titan always being part of Los Facción Ingobernable de Japón. It's really fun to say for me. And with Templario being the newest member of United Empire, too, like they're gonna come to blows, and I'm here for
Yeah.
all of it. But in
Yep.
return, regards to this match, I really enjoyed this one, and it was kind of fun watching all six of these men work. And you know what? Templario, Angel de Oro, and Esfinge, I would not be upset of them wanting to be in another match together. Like that, they actually have all six of
Oh,
these men.
totally.
Honestly, have really good chemistry with each other. It was really good to
Totally.
watch.
I'm hoping that Templario and Titan are able to stretch this rivalry out to Fantastica Mania. I think that that would be a good place to have a big facing of the two and the two factions, you know. And also it makes sense because that's the NJPW CMLL crossover show. Yeah, and yeah, you know, there was enough of Esfinge Valiente just to be like, "Hi, we're still here." Don't, you know, just don't forget we're
Like we still exist.
calma, por favor, cálmate, cálmate, you know, so um but yeah, it was a fun match, very fun match. Um yeah, good
Agreed.
set, good setup for the main event though.
It is a good setup. Which, speaking of main event, we're gonna turn this slide over. Oop, wrong thing. There we go. Haha,
Oh,
just
oh my
kidding.
gods. What
We're
is
all
even
over the.
happening?
Oh wait, hold up. Just kidding. I have it. I promise. It's just gonna take a little bit. But anyways, so main event of the evening. Did I put it twice? I probably did. Darn it. Oh well. Oh well. We're gonna pretend that we have it on here. My technology's not wanting to work with me today, you guys. I'm sorry. But in the main event of this week's Viernes Espectacular, honestly, we have a pretty fun one. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
But in our main event for this particular episode, we have the team of Máscara Dorada, Neon, and the recently demasked Star Jr. taking on the team of Zantucan Jr., Difunto, and Barbosa. This is actually a really fun match. This is
El
fun.
Galleon Fantasma.
Yes, sir.
I love me some spooky ghost pirate ship stuff.
Oh,
It's good stuff.
absolutely.
It's
Me
good stuff.
too.
So this match didn't waste no time. They right at the stairs just got into it. Um, even before the technicals could be fully called out. As a matter of fact, um, as they called Mascara Dorada out, and you know the announcer was giving him his big long thing. Mascara Dorada, he sees everyone fighting at the base of the thing there, and he's just like, "Wee!" It does a flip on top of him. I was like, "Okay, this is how this match is gonna go." Very good, very good. So, they do get into the ring, which I actually appreciated that. I know a lot of times, like in AEW and WWE, when you have matches that like start outside of the ring, it seems like it takes forever to get them into the ring to ring the bell and start the match. Not so the case here. They got into the ring in a good time, and the match started. Uh, Really quick though, the technicals turned it around. And you had Star Junior pinning Zandakan Junior, who was the um, individual that ended up taking Star Junior's mask last week. So he got that pin. Our second pinfall, Neon starts off by clearing house. Um, and I do want to just call out Barbosa and Zandakan Jr. sporting the Hulkamania color pattern. Very interesting. Very
Oh,
interesting.
that was.
Uh,
I was like, okay.
yeah. I love the tassels on Barbosa's pants. I want a
Yes.
pair of pants for when I perform. I want a pair of pants like that. But anyway, um, so so yeah, you have Neon. He gets his spotlight. Star Junior. He gets a bit of a spotlight. Then uh, El Galeon Fantasma. They turn around. Que Monito, who came out with the technicals, he gets kicked. Pobrecito Que Monito. In the at the end of the second pinfall, we have Difunto pinning Neon, and Star Junior, Zandikan Junior initially, and I think I got this confused with the other one. Zandikan Jr. initially was going to jump on top of to the top rope and do like a flip splash onto Star Jr., but he jumps to the top of the rope and slips and is only able to get up and over to do a regular splash. Oh no, he ends up pinning Star Jr. So you're the El Galeon Fantasma, your Rudos. They get the second pinfall of the night, bringing it to a one-on-one. So third pinfall, El Galeon Fantasma, they continue their domination of the Technicos. But the Technicos, they come back with a beautiful triple dive. Máscara Dorada and Difunto, they had this spot where they tightroped into each other, and then Máscara Dorada hit a Canadian Destroyer on Difunto. I thought it was really cool. And I mean, there was other stuff going on too, so it was just like the way that they had the camera was like pulled out, and you saw everyone else like fighting, but then you saw Máscara Dorada and Difunto doing their thing. Very muy dramático. Loved it. The Galeon Fantasma, they fight back. But in the end, Star Jr. No, I apologize. Neon and Máscara Dorada, they get the pins for your technical team. So your winners in this main event for Viernes Espectacular are the Technicals.
Absolutely. And I'm going to kind of pull my thoughts to kind of align with Agent Lo-Fi's, who says they really need to run this back like 6 or 7 more times. These guys are hyper creative. They just need it to all click.
Yeah.
But also, the last 5 minutes of the match was absolute magic. Give me that for 3 falls, drooling noises.
Yeah, totally. You know, I didn't mind the botches because, you know, number one, they were able to like come back and readjust so quickly. You know, it speaks to the professionalism of these luchadors and how good they are at, you know, thinking on their feet. And also, you know, these aren't like simple moves that they're missing. You know, I mean, I want to see Joe Schmo off the street do a freaking box jump to the top rope and then from there bounce off and do like a somersault into a frog splash. You know, like they're high technical moves. They're missing them. It's still, you know, it still was really good, really entertaining. Yeah, I love me a Galleon Fantasma. Fuck, I love him. I love him. I love him. Love him. So
I
good.
love it too. But man, this is a fun main event. And again, I would love them to run it back multiple times because I would never be tired of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So that brings us to the end of this Viernes Espectacular. But we have a lot of things to cover really quickly.
We got stuff coming up, kids.
Yeah, so I'm going to switch back over to our main card over here really quickly because we have 3 different things we're going to talk about. So I did not make a slideshow of all these things, but we got a lot of announcements of what's going down this April in CMLL. So I want to talk about that real quick before we get into previewing this Friday's episode, as well as what we can expect from another show on Saturday. But in April of 2025, there is a bunch of things happening. First, we have the Campeonato Universal, the 2025, We have the eliminatorias, or the elimination matches, on the 4th, the 11th, and the 18th of April, with the grand finale being on April 25th. Adolfo is writing all these notes down. I'm just kidding. So we have the elimination match the 4th, the 11th, and the 18th, with the finals being on the 25th, which has me super excited.
Yeah. That's my birthday weekend. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited too. Also, on Saturday, April 5th, this upcoming Saturday, is the 82nd aniversario de la Arena Coliseo. So the Coliseo Arena, 82nd anniversary, which is crazy to think about.
Yup.
So that is also happening this Saturday. Then on Friday, April 25th, is the 69th anniversary de la Arena Mexico y Copa Bobby Gonzalez 2025. So I'm like, oh my God, another tournament. Let's go.
Yup. Digging it.
So that one's going to be on April 25th. And then closing out April, which is also going to be crazy. And this is specifically because if anybody who is in Mexico, this is an important holiday. We have Dia del Niño in La Arena Mexico. So Children's Day, which is going to be on both Sunday, April 27th, and Tuesday, April 29th, my birthday. So that's a lot of things in April. This is crazy.
Big month. Big month.
Ooh. Agent Lo-Fi with the facts. The format for the Universal Tournament changes every year. Keeps you on your toes, which I'm excited for.
Cool. Yeah.
And I still don't quite understand how it all pans out. Us neither, but I'm excited. Again, we are not even a year into reviewing CMLL, and this is all still new to us, so I'm excited to experience new things and have our proverbial cherries popped. Take that as with what you will.
Waka waka.
Waka waka. But that covers all the stuff happening in CMLL during April. It's crazy. So now let's get into previewing this upcoming Viernes Espectacular before we talk about something also going down this Saturday, which involves me and Adolfo.
I was just thinking about Stuka Jr. today. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay because I was also thinking of Stuka Jr. earlier today as well. I was like, I wonder where he's at. But this upcoming episode of Viernes Espectacular, there's a lot of things happening. So, first, in the Primera Lucha, so the first match, we have a 3-on-3 match, which is going to have Angelito, Calicua, and Pequeña Mágica taking on the team of, so this is a mouthful, Pequeño Olímpico, Pequeño Piro, and Pequeño Violencia. So I was like, that's a lot of Pequeños on one team. So I'm like, this is going to be so
Los
good.
Estrellas.
I cannot. Yes, Los Estrellas. So I cannot wait.
Back to it.
Exactly. So in La Segunda Lucha, or the second match, we have Volcano, Hijo del Pantera, and Brillante Jr. taking on the team of Hijo del Villano III, Los Tres, El Copadre, and one of my new personal favorites now, new to me, but I'm excited to see more of him. Those two will be teaming up with Utani.
Nice.
I was like, yes. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Then we have 2 elimination triple threats in this, which I was like, oh boy, here we go. Ooh, nice to know. Such a cool style. I've only seen like once. I have only seen him a little bit, but I also really like him too as well. Oh, absolutely. Give me more Utani. I am now becoming a big fan of Utani, so I am super excited. But as I was mentioning before, we have 2 elimination triple threats. So first, in the Eliminatoria Campeonato Universal 2025 en Triangular. This is for the Campeones de Peso Welter. So this is like this side of the bracket, which is a triple threat of El Campeón Mundial Titán, Campeón Histórico en Máscara Dorada, and Campeón Nacional en Magia Blanca. So that's a pretty good triple threat right there. On the flip side, You have the Eliminatoria Campeonato Universal 2025 in Triangular, but this time having the Campeones de Peso Medio. So this is our Campeón Mundial Templario, Campeón Histórico in Foot Gordon, and the Campeón Nacional in. I'm trying to think what the GRO stands for again. My
Guerrero
brain is
Mayo
flying.
Jr.
Yeah, Guerrero Mayo Jr. Maya Jr. I wanted to make sure that's what it was. But I also want to apologize because in my excitement, I skipped that before these two elimination match. We do have a mano a mano de Amazonas match with Juvia and Reina Isis going one-on-one. I was like, here we go. Progression of storylines. We don't have to drag it out for 5 weeks before we get to the match itself. Looking at you, other promotions. So in my excitement, I apologize to Amazonas. Also, I know you can step on me and hurt me, so please don't. I'm sorry. And then, of course, in the main event, so our Lucha Estelar, has the team of Atlantis Jr. finally making his way back to Arena Mexico after being abroad for a little bit, teaming up with Neon and Esfinge and taking on one of our personal favorite trios of Ultimo Guerrero, Stuco Jr., and Gran Guerrero. Yes. Also, a bunch of these folks are going to have a busy 2 days too.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I agree, Agent Lo-Fi. This actually is looking to be another fun Friday.
I'm excited to see Ultimo Guerrero and Stuka Jr.
I'm excited. I cannot wait to watch that.
But I
Go
love that. I love that move that Stuka Jr. hits. I don't know what it's called, but I think it's a plancha, but the way he does it when he launches himself off the top rope and then he brings his arms in, he looks like a dang peregrine falcon.
Right.
When they do that dive, for their prey. It looks so good.
Exactly.
Yeah, Stuka Jr. is so freaking he's so good. He's
good and he's so underrated. I love it so much. But yeah, that's this Friday of Viernes Espectacular, which has me excited, but we're not done yet because while we are in Arena Mexico on Friday, on Saturday, we transport on over to Los Angeles, the city of angels, for MLW's Battle Riot 7. And you might be wondering to yourself, why are you talking about MLW on a CMLL review? Well, I'm glad you asked, internet person.
Let us tell you.
There's a lot of MLW. There's a lot of CMLL talent involved in Battle Riot on Saturday. So we're going to focus primarily on 3 things. We're going to focus on all the participants in the Battle Riot from CMLL, which is actually a good chunk of some of our CMLL talent, as well as 2 matches that involve CMLL talent as well. So first, let's go over the entrances in the order that they were announced in the 40-man Battle Riot match for the MLW World Heavyweight Championship representing CMLL. We have Barbaro Cavenario, Hechicero, Okumura, Atlantis Jr., Esfinge, Blue Panther, Virus, Atlantis Sr. Listen, I love when we get all the, parents and children involved. It is fantastic. Ultimo Guerrero, and well, now he's masked here, but he's no longer masked because of things that went down. But Star Jr. is entering the Battle Riot.
I wonder if Star Jr., since he's going to be outside of Mexico, if he's going to be allowed to wear a mask.
I'm very interested too.
I think there's a stipulation that when a luchador loses their mask, if they wrestle in Mexico, and Agent Lo-Fi, correct me if you know the answer to this, that they lose their mask. But if they wrestle outside of Mexico in another promotion, that they can wear the mask, because I think a year ago or 2 years ago, Ultimo Guerrero, was it Ultimo Guerrero? I think it was Ultimo Guerrero. He wrestled in AEW, but he wore his old mask. So,
Well,
but I'm not sure if that's like if he had to get special permission or. Oh, there we go.
I mean, you're not wrong. No,
Fair.
but we love MLW. I mean, that is also very fair too. I will say though, I think CMLL does a better job of presenting the MLW or any visiting talent very well. I mean, I
Yeah,
think it just depends on who it is because
definitely.
again, when we had Takeshita visiting at the end of February in his match, defending the Never Openweight Championship, I thought he was presented very well. But it's also really weird to have CMLL have these really fun relationships with other promotions, but it also, I feel like, and this is just a personal bias, and to get on my soapbox really quickly, I feel like it's a one sided thing. CMLL does its best to welcome people into their house, but then I look at, I love you, MLW, but outside of certain stars, MLW and even to a certain extent AEW, when we get the luchadors from CML out there, we don't utilize them correctly. Now,
Yeah.
ROH has kind of been on and popping the last couple of weeks because we've had some very good matches in ROH, which is really weird to say because ROH usually doesn't do it for me anymore this since last year. But hey, you know what? We got lots of luchador matches. We had Amazonas on there. We had some of our men from CMLL. And honestly, if ROH just wanted to become a secondary brand from CMLL and have all the luchadors fight there, I'm like, I'm not going to say no.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Athena versus La Catalina was a really good match. I love that one. It was so good. But those are the people entering the battle riot. But oh no, we are not done because we also have two CMLL matches kind of scheduled for battle riot. So the first one is a 3-on-3 match with Atlantis Jr., and Star Jr. taking on Ultimo Guerrero, Barbaro Cavernario, and Magnus as well. So it's like these people
Interesting.
are going to be pulling double duty this evening.
Yeah, they are. Woo,
Most of them
doggies.
are. I wouldn't be surprised if Magnus ends up being there because there's 40 people, and I think we only have like 25 of the names announced for everybody involved in Battle Riot. So there's going to be some surprises and things like that. And as of now, I have not been told this has been canceled, but who knows? We'll see. But let's talk about why I'm really here.
Yeah, that was my
So
question. That's my question mark. If
I have
Mystico
not heard
is healed up
anything. I would
enough.
not be surprised though if we do not get this match. But until I am told otherwise, we are having an MLW World Middleweight title fight, which Mystico will be defending his title against Templario. I am looking forward to this match a lot. Give them 15 minutes, Cesar Duran. Don't cut the match short.
Oh, Cesar.
Please don't do this to me. I can't
You
handle it.
you and you and your baby daddy kidnapped
Drama is messy as all
Telemundo
hell, but
drama.
we love the
We
mess
love
though.
it.
It is so dumb.
It was so fun.
But we also have, I think Battle Riot's also going to be fun too because there's a couple other things as well. We will be having Janaya Kai fighting against, debuting from TJP and Himimaru. I'm excited to see her. But we also have Delmi Exo defending her title as well. So that's going to be fun as well. So who knows what else we're going to get? It's going to be a fun one. Yes. So that's what I was afraid of,
Mhm.
which is fair. So, we'll have to they'll probably postpone this match when Mystico is better, which makes me sad, but I'm still anticipating for this match. I am excited. And we have like 2 MLW shows after Battle Riot too. So I would not be upset if we had to wait a little bit longer because I want Mystico to be better so we can have these two fight to the fullest extent. But you can catch me and Adolfo, and we're going to try to convince Will, maybe, to this Saturday to watch Battle Riot 7 with us. It's going to be fun. By the way, did you know these MLW shows are free on YouTube?
Free in this
Yes.
economy? What?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's something I'm still trying to get used to is that the promotion's not acknowledging these changes till day or start of the show.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but you know what? I am not upset. I still think it's going to be fun. And the people who are involved in the battle riot, I think are going to be a lot of fun to watch as well. But that brings us to the end of Los Lobos de la Lucha. So this was a long news segment, but a fun one as well because we had a lot to go for Rears. Sweet, Agent Lo-Fi. Hopefully you could pop in for a little bit. Me and Adolfo will be watching Battle Riot for MLW, and then immediately after we're done, either that night or the next day, I do want to tune into the 82nd anniversary Coliseo show to see what that's going down with all of that. So that's going to be fun.
Yep.
But before we go, just to give you a preview of what remains this week, it is a busy schedule this week. Tomorrow evening, you can catch myself and Andrew, who we have missed so dearly on the channel in the last couple of weeks. Me and him will be flying. Well, I will be flying from Mexico, with covering CMLL, and I will be flying all the way metaphorically to the UK as me and Andrew tomorrow night will be covering Progress Wrestling's most recent show, Fix Your Heart, which saw a no ropes last man standing match. We also had a regular last man standing match. We had a tag team championship match, main event, which was fire. Oh. And of course, the internet's Simon Miller defending the Progress Proteus Championship in a dog house of fun where the only weapons you could use were legal as long as they came from a pet store. Yeah, roll with that how you will. There were dog collars. There were squeaky toys. There were pile drivers into said squeaky toys. There was an actual dog house. It was wild.
Fantastic.
But you could catch us tomorrow evening reviewing the Progress Wrestling's Fix Your Hearts. And then on Friday, you could catch myself, Will, and our newest member of the BC WrestlePod family and our new TNA co-host, JT, as the three of us cover TNA as we prepare for Rebellion in Los Angeles in a couple of weeks for TNA. I am super excited. Also, come back on Sunday and you can catch a bunch of us reviewing WWE as well, as we are now 2 weeks away from Mania. Holy crap. So we are 2 weeks away from all the WrestleMania shows that we're going to do watch-alongs for, not just WWE, but GCW, TNA. It is going to be wild. So stay tuned to all those announcements coming very soon. But
you might see some people in some odd places. Just saying.
Like we're gonna make sure that we film all the content. Get your mind out of the gutter. But it's hard times out here, so who knows? Anyways,
in this economy,
hey, you know what? In the words of the Rugrats, a baby's got to do what a baby's got to do. Like we got to pay bills out here, y'all. But me and Adolfo have to go film some content. Get your mind out of the gutter. But that is going to be it for us at Los Lobos de la Lucha. So for myself and Adolfo, Papa also Will, and the rest of the BC WrestlePod family, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will catch you. Well, I will catch you tomorrow for Progress Wrestling. But until then, sayonara, adios, and we'll catch you later. Ta-ta for now.